Thursday was a classic example of how weak officiating can lead to violence. Game 7 minutes away, its cone depends to a large extent on the work of a Canadian referee.
Game 7 of the Canada-Soviet Series, live from Moscow. Brought to you by the Toronto Dominion Bank, the bank where people make the difference. By Gulf Oil Canada Limited, its dealers, agents, and distributors across Canada. By Carling O'Keefe, brewers of O'Keefe Ale and Old Vienna Lager Beer.
Hello again, everybody. Back at Luzhniki Stadium here in Moscow as we wait the arrival of the officials and the teams for tonight's game. And we place a little more emphasis on the arrival of the officials tonight because it played such an important role in the game 2 nights ago, which caused such a ruckus and a riot and has been the focal point of discussion not only here in Moscow but across Europe and, of course, back home in Canada as well. As the players come out side by side, as with the international theme in the background, they get ready to start game number 7 here in Moscow. The Soviets winning the last 2, 4-2 and 5-2. The last one winding up with the Donnybrook. Rick Lee throwing punches at Harlamov amongst a number of incidents that took place. And all seems to be peaceful and quiet as we get ready to start game number 7.
Johnny, when they paraded on the ice, Rick Lee and Harmonov walked side by side right through the hallway, talking to each other, and they talked to each other as they skated on. Just great companionship.
At practice this morning, as a matter of fact, they met and they shook hands and they said, well, let's get back on with the hockey game. Now we're getting ready to meet the Canadian players, and first of all, it's goalkeeper Jerry Cheevers, who was just sensational the other night. The backup goalie tonight is Gilles Greton from the Toronto Toros. Ricky Lay, number 2, and the whistles, of course, indicate the displeasure of the Soviet fans for the fact that he is back in the lineup. J.C. Trombley, the veteran defenseman from the Quebec Nordiques, who has been just superb throughout the entire series. Captain Pat Stapleton, number 12 of the Chicago Cougars, who has been equally as effective. Number 17, Rick Smith, who has been teaming up with defense mate Paul Schmier, and Schmier has been one of the unsung players of the series. Getting into action now for the first time in Moscow is number 24, Al Hamilton of the Edmonton Oilers. And Jean Houle, number 5, one of the luckiest men on this club who worked those corners so well, with Andre Lacroix, number 7, and we could see a couple of changes in order tonight. Number 8, Tom Webster, real hustler in the corner, is back in the lineup. And they've introduced Gordie Howe, number 9, so they were going to hold Gordie back, but they're going in numerical order apparently, so Gordie Howe is introduced and feels kind of lonesome over there. Young son Mark and the next man to be introduced, followed by number 14, Ralph Backstrom, the two-way plugger who's been having a tough job in center trying to throw those scoring passes. And back into action is Edmonton's Jim Harrison, number 15. Bobby Hall, number 16, gets the next introduction. There was a question of whether or not Paul Henderson would be playing. He has a sore knee, but he felt that he would give it a try anyway. Number 21, Serge Bernier, Quebec, the real hard-luck guy of the series so far as scoring is concerned. Number 22, Mark Cardiff. Back to Johnny McKenzie. Gets a round of applause from the Canadian fans and, of course, from some of the Soviet fans here as well. Might point out that the referee tonight is from Canada, Tom Brown from Toronto. Number 1, Sidelnikov, the backup goalkeeper who has failed to see action so far in the series. Number 2 is Alexander Gusev. Number 3 is Vladimir Lushenko, a 24-year-old defenseman. Number 6 is Vasiliev, who is probably the most effective defenseman they had. He can do more things. Number 7 is Zigankov with a good shot and a real rough defenseman. Number 8 is Sergei Kapustin, a young hockey player who's playing with a broken finger but can score goals from anywhere on the ice. Yuri Lebedev, number 11, another youngster with great potential. Yuri Lebedev. Number 15, Yakushev. They said he wouldn't play last game that he played, but he was gimpy. He's playing again tonight. Number 16, the great center, Vladimir Petrov. Harlamov. They said he wouldn't play today either, but he's out there, and he's played with broken bones and a sore head, but he's playing tonight. Number 18 is Rikulov, who's a versatile man because he'll play any of the defense or forward spots. Number 19, Shadreen, a big tough centerman. Number 20, Trechak, one of the outstanding goalkeepers in hockey anywhere. Number 21 is Shatilov, who had an outstanding game last game, his first time out. Number 22 is Neeson. Number 24 is Bodanov, and Neeson's teammate. He's come out of the university team 3 years ago. And number 29 is Sergei Kotov, playing for the first time in this half of the series. And number 32, we have Yuri Churin. Coach Boris Kalagin, the quiet-spoken coach of the Soviet team, as you saw in the background. We're now getting ready for the national anthems, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see the Canadians skate over to the Canadian end and be greeted by that great Canadian cheering section. See if they can't both put it all together for a big night. But now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthems of the two countries. with the playing of the national anthems, the traditional exchange of gifts as the players shake hands at center ice and exchange the pins and the pennants. And as is usually the case in Canada, at least in Europe, the collection of pins is something that really becomes quite a fantastic thing, because players collect them and fans collect them, and they have them all over their bodies. They must have hundreds and hundreds of them, and it just becomes quite a competition amongst them. There go the Canadian players in their warm-up down at their end, and some of them are waving to the Canadian fans who chant that "Go Canada, go! Go Canada, go!" And this is Game 7 of the Canada-Soviet series from Moscow.
Maxie, that picture really brings back memories. Did you ever play hockey outdoors when you were a kid?
Yeah, and I played golf at the Barber College, too.
You remember what it was like? Feet freezing. Build your own rink. Don't shoot the puck into the corners because you'll lose it in the snow. The best player on our street was a girl. She was the biggest player, too. Hockey sure has changed. And Sport O'Keefe is happy to be participating in this great Russia-Canada series. Enjoy the game.
Getting ready to go now with game number 7. It'll be the referee, Tom Brown from Toronto, Sergei Gushin from Moscow, and Jim LeBlanc from Hamilton, Ontario. In goal, Jerry Cheevers for Canada. Pat Stapleton will be out there on defense, and he is teaming up with Al Hamilton, number 24 from the Edmonton Oilers. The French connection with Bernier at center, Houle on the right side, tied up on the left wing. Petrov, Harlamov, and Mikhailov, the forward line for the Soviets as Canada gets underway, firing the puck down to the Soviet blue line. Serge Bernier, back to Al Hamilton. Hamilton, who has been very anxious to get into this series, carries that puck inside Soviet territory and then hustles back to his position. Back come the Soviets, led by Gusev down the side. Mikhailov stopped at the line. It's called offside as it was in over the Canadian blue line. There were a number of meetings between coaches and players on both sides yesterday and today. Bernier and Petrov for the face-off. A bouncing puck at center, taken by Stapleton, going in over the line, putting that pass off to the corner, and he did not see it coming. That was Tardif. Tardif has it in front of the net. Now it's back out in front again with Tardif and Stapleton trying to keep it in. It's at the line and cleared out. As Jean Houle comes back to the line with it. He pulls it away, gets away from Mikhailov. The pass to Stapleton, over on the right side. Drop pass here now for Bernier. And here it's back to the blue line, Al Hamilton. Hamilton shoots. They try to jam at it. They bang at it. Another shot, and the goalkeeper takes them out, and a defenseman finally cleared it away. Back comes Mikhailov going in over the line. Gets the pass across over on the wing to Petrov. It's kicked out by Cheevers. Harlamov inside the Canadian zone, stopped by Bernier. Bernier puts it out at center ice, and they'll be changing players on this move. Back is Al Hamilton at the line. Hamilton up to center ice, all by himself. A dump pass that hits the skate, and it's knocked into the air by Andre Lacroix. And Lacroix is playing out there with Bobby Hull and Tom Webster. Andre Lacroix with Tom Webster on right wing. In place of Johnny McKenzie. Bobby Hull on left wing. The pass back to J.C. Tremblay at the line. Tremblay to Lacroix, and Lacroix loses it. Lacroix has had trouble getting started. Forward pass intended for Lacroix. Goes deep into Soviet territory. Fires it around the boards, and Yakishev is back after it. Yakishev misses the check by Webster. It's out to the center. There's a break down the right side. Here goes Lebedev. Lebedev fakes a shot, passes it across to Shadrin, and Shadrin is taken out of the play by Bobby Hull. Now it's inside the Canadian zone, right out in front of the net. And a great save there by Jerry Cheevers as Yakishev was left wide open.
That's the first good scoring chance that the Soviets have had, and Lebedev laid a fly down Yakishev's stick, and Cheevers watched him come up with the big save here. Just got down in time, otherwise it would have went under, Johnny.
Well, it's back to the blue line. Engaged the Gankov shoots, and that's wide of the net. Over to Lebedev. Lebedev is stopped by Bobby Hull. Now Hull tries to wind up inside his own zone. Shadreen is shadowing him. Pass over to Webster. Webster has trouble. Now Ricky Lee takes a look, decides he'll carry it out. Looking for somebody at center. There's the pass to Lacroix, but he put it into his skates, and they've been doing that all too often. Here comes Lebedev with Yakishev in front. Pass was sliding across. In the corner now it's Ricky Lee. Ricky Lee behind the Canadian net. Drops a pass for J.C. Tremblay. And Tremblay, a good stick handler, ahead to Webster. Webster to Hull. Hull had hit his stick and goes up into the crowd.
Oh, in the first two shifts, the Russians haven't shown us that great forechecking that time and time again has put the Canadian club in trouble. We've had pretty good puck control down there, but mainly because the Russians are just sending one man in. Now, if we come from behind the play out of our blue line, anything can happen.
Now the play is with the Howe line out, and it's Luchenko. The puck is batted. It's knocked down as Mark Howe, number 11, turns inside his own zone. A rink-wide pass up to center ice to Backstrom. Backstrom lost control of it and then has to let it slide to the boards. Mark Howe has Gordie Howe, knocks down a Neeson. Gordie Howe reaching for a pass too far. Mark Howe knocks it back. Listen, breakaway. Backstrom goes in, he shoots. Oh, what a great save. Gordie Howe hits the goalpost. Backstrom on a great shot, and then Gordie Howe came in and hit the goalpost. Luchenko at center, at the line. Meltsev is hit by Gordie Howe, who takes the puck away from him. Here's a bouncing puck back to the blue line to Luchenko. Luchenko's shot is deflected in front of the net. Here's an Easton shooting. Score!
Watch the puck being given back by the Canadian defenseman right out. Instead of dumping the puck in the corner, they slam it right back out through the middle. Watch this. We've got it. Instead of in the corner, shoot it out through the middle. The Russian defenseman is there and lets it go. Screen shot goes in. But I don't know how Gordie Howe missed that great scoring opportunity he had. Backstrom went in on
Trick.
Trick.
The Soviets won, and Canada nothing. This is Game 7 from Moscow.
Even if I trained until 1976, there's no way I'd make it into this Olympic Stadium in Montreal. I'm just too old. But hundreds of young Canadian athletes will be here with the help from the O'Keefe Sports Foundation. They're helping our kids prepare to meet and possibly beat the best in the world. You know, the O'Keefe Sports Foundation assists more than 35 amateur sport groups. Hey, is that any way to run a brewery? You bet it is.
Now the Soviets have opened the scoring in every game here in Moscow, and they've jumped in front 1-0. Al Hamilton's long pass goes into the corner. Paul Henderson racing in after it with Jimmy Harrison. Harrison turning, trying to put it back in front, but that's into a pair of skates, and Al Hamilton has to come back for it. After Canadians missed two great opportunities, the Russians come bouncing right back and score. This time it's Sergei Kapustin at center ice. Kapustin pass to Kotov, to Vasiliev. Vasiliev shoots, and that's high. Comes back on the wing to Kotov. Kotov puts it in front, they shoot it. And Kapustin's shot was blocked by Al Hamilton. Now it's Hamilton taking him into the corner. They're loose in front of the net. The puck is loose, and it's taken off to the side as Al Hamilton has it ahead to Johnny McKenzie, but it doesn't get through, and Jerry Cheevers clears. 1-0 hockey game as Whitey Stapleton comes out for Canada to his own blue line. At center ice, makes a shot, goes to pass too far, intended for Paul Henderson. Henderson right in front to shoot. Oh, and a great save as Harrison was robbed by Tretiak at point-blank range. A long shot is wide. Goes over on the wing to Harlamov. Harlamov is bumped, and Whitey Stapleton comes up with the puck. Ahead at center ice to Bernier too far. This time is taken by Réjean Houle. Houle bounces it off the boards, gets his own rebound. He stick-handles his way through with Bernier. But Bernier has to wait because Houle would have been offside. Now it's inside the Canadian zone offside. That's usually the way it happens, Howie. You get two great chances, and then all of a sudden, bang, back comes the loose one, and it's in.
Well, watch Henderson throw it out to Harrison. Look at here. And he makes a good try. Look at the left leg of Tretiak. Twice in a row. He just made a fantastic save moments ago off Backstrom, this time off Harrison. right. Robbing us blind.
Okay, it's Mark Carter. Back to J.C. Tremblay. Around the corner. And it's Ricky Leary trying to bring it out from behind his own net. Stick handling up to his own line. Rushing up there quickly. He fires it in as he gets in over that red line. The puck goes around the back of the net. It's held back in there now by Bernier. Bernier tries to put it out in front. But the Russian player falls on the puck. And knocked Cardiff right back into the pile. That was Shatilov. But the whistle blows and they'll have a face-off in the Soviet zone to the left. Billy Howard said that he had planned no special strategy. He just felt that with the officiating crew tonight, with two Canadians out there, they would at least get an even break in the officiating and that the Canadians would be able to maintain their cool. Harlamov stopped by Tardif. Tardif puts it back out in front. Taken by Harlamov. Carrying down that left wing, this great stick handler at the line. A drop pass for Petrov. And his shot is wide. The Russians keep it inside the Canadian zone. It's J.C. Tremblay pulling it down, then losing his balance. Petrov gets up with it. Puts it out in front and taken by Houle. Houle with Bernier. Bernier with Tardif on the right wing. Here's a drop pass for Tardif, and he's called offside.
Johnny, I think the Canadians are finally, when they go to the attack, playing wide against the boards. And the Russians are picking up the wing. And this is leaving so much room in center ice. All the good scoring chances we've had have come from center ice because the wings are locked way outside.
The Russians certainly haven't taken advantage of that extra 12 feet in width. We have not, but as Howie points out, hopefully starting to. Racing in, here goes Lebedev. Lebedev's shot is blocked as Schmier fell in front of it, but here's the play right in front. They jam at it and shoot it wide with Cheevers out of the net. Back comes Canada, led down the right side by Tom Webster, and Webster was partially hit by number 3, Lichenko. Puts it right out in front, puts it out again. It's loose in the goal crease, and Bobby Hull couldn't get his stick on it. It's deflected out to the line. Brought out by Shadreen. Shadreen's long pass slides too far, and Schmier is back in after it. Schmier around the Canadian net, hits Yakashev. Puck bounces loose at the side of the goal, put it right out in front. Here he shoots a score! Shurin was left wide open.
Well, you can feel that goal coming. Watch this pass. Just a great pass. Nobody out of the point. And Turin just a moment before had that same opportunity to shoot from the same spot but give it to Shadreen, and he missed. Too many Canadians in the corner chasing the Russian players. Nobody out of the point. There's a great big open area, and the Russian defensemen are just smart enough to move into it. Just a great shot and a great all-round passing play.
Turin from Lebedev, and the Soviets are now on top 2-0. Here comes Ralph Backstrom stick handling at the Russian line. He can't get through. Play comes back out to center to Whitey Stapleton. Stapleton hit by his own player. Then Gordie Howe falls over top of him. Short in from Lebedev at 13-13 in the first period. Pass over on the side to Gusev. Gusev shoots off the glove of the goalkeeper, Jerry Cheevers. Head now to Mark Howe. Howe down the left wing. Stick handling at the blue line. And it's knocked off his stick. Back out to the line comes Aneeson, number 22. Aneeson, he shoots, and that goes off the leg of Al Hamilton. Hamilton goes down as Aneeson gave him a beautiful fake. Now it's Mark Howe. Ahead to Backstrom, intended for Backstrom. It goes too far. It'll go all the way and will be called back for icing.
Johnny, perhaps a sign of the times. You'll notice when the Russian forwards, their attackers, are sort of waltzing through center ice. They just sent that Gusev shooting down the wing, and he had a great shot. The thing is, the puck, here it comes back here. Here's the goal again from another angle. Hey, a good shot, hey, all the way. But Gusev come back so fast, he caught Howe at the blue line. They really flying this afternoon.
So it is a 2-0 hockey game. The Soviets leading, trying to set up Gordie Howe. Howe over to Mark Howe at the blue line. He shoots. Bounces off the glove of Tretiak. Mark Howe's got a great shot. Now it's in the corner. They put it out in front. Forward pass to Vasiliev, the good puck-carrying defenseman, intercepted by Stapleton. Stapleton on the wing. Back out in front to Gordie Howe. Back to Stapleton. Tries to move in, and he slips and fell. The puck bounced loose. It's in the goal crease. And it's cleared out to the blue line. Vikulov trying to get by Al Hamilton. And the shot was knocked off with his stick by Hamilton. and slid harmlessly wide. This is back out at center to Vasiliev. Vasiliev to Vikulov. Vikulov, number 18, at the line, works his way in. Knocked off his feet by Gordie Howe. And the play comes back out to Vasiliev. Gordie Howe has been throwing his weight around so far in this game. Back comes Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie throws the pass to Paul Henderson. Henderson going in. Puck in front of the net. And Harrison couldn't get his shot away as he was too tightly tied up. McKenzie coming back with it. Racing out at center ice. This time is J.C. Trombley bumping it with Botnov. His shot is taken by Gusev. It's a 2-0 hockey game, 10:59 remaining in the opening period. Interception now by Johnny McKenzie. He's going up with Mark Howe, one man back. With Paul Henderson, the pass goes in front of the net. But Henderson was being held, and Tretiak came out to grab the loose puck. Soviets coming out to their own blue line. Gusev back over to the Canadian line as that pass went astray. And it's Ricky Lee on the fines over to Henderson. Henderson trying to get a shot. It's caught by Tretiak. He holds on for the whistle.
Not only is this Russian club very, very alert, just look at this now. Look at this. Fact checker come over here taking McKenzie. Look at Vasiliev, how smart he is. He went to Henderson. This club is not only sharp offensively, but defensively, there's just something else. When one man goes to take another one, the other one looks around and sees where the danger point is. And that there, Vasiliev, is some defense.
Face off inside the Soviet zone to the right. There's Tardif. Great shot from the point. Right from the face off, and Tretiak blocked that one. Here's Rick Smith trying to get another one away. And the Canadians now holding it inside the zone with Rigahoul fighting along the boards with Shatilov. And they get a whistle on the play. Soviets will make a change here. A lot of speculation, of course, a lot of words have been written about what happened in the last game here. And a lot more will be said. Here's Bernier shooting, and that hit the goalkeeper's shoulder pad and went right over the top of the net and out of the rink.
In the games in Canada, everybody told us that we won the majority of face-offs. I found it hard to believe, but certainly in this game here, we've had 3 good shots from winning the face-off.
The linesman making the face-off is Gusev, trying to get him straightened out. And now it's back inside the Soviet zone, picked off by Bernier. Bernier back to Schmier, to Rick Smith. Rick Smith over, and Houle is pulled against the boards. Play carries right on. Houle intercepts, tries to put it across, but it wouldn't go through. 9:49 remaining in this opening period with the Soviets leading 2-0. Around the boards, bouncing it off the boards, but not out far enough, was Mark Tardif. Harlamov can't get to it. Taken now by Bernier. Bernier left it there, but it's taken by Petrov. And it comes back at center. Big Vladimir Petrov, number 16. Big wide striding center. Drops the pass here for Harlamov. What a play. Look at Harlamov try to go through. And Rick Smith takes him out of the play. And Smith, on the forward pass attempt, failed on it and had to pin it against the boards to get a whistle.
Johnny, you can see that cotton picket play coming all the way. Maltsev is or Petrov is fooling around, sort of lollygagging into center ice, and you see Harmanov spin around behind him. While Maltsev is going one way, Harmanov takes off like he's jet propelled. He lays it right on his stick, and he catches all our team going at the same speed. Slow. This is a great play.
Faced off to the left of Jerry Cheevers. Shadrin gets the draw. The puck is loose. It's in front of the goal. Taken off to the side by Stapleton. And Whitey Stapleton works his way over into the corner. Leaves it for Rick Smith, or Rick Lee, rather. Back over to Hamilton, and they tried to feed that forward pass. That was the Soviet player slips and falls, and Tom Webster suddenly realized it would not be an icing call. Then he raced in after it. This is Andre Lacroix bumping in the corner with it. Yuri Lebedev. Lebedev is hit by Bobby Hall. The puck is held in by Pat Stapleton, bouncing just wide of Tretiak. Off the boards to Yakashev. Intercepted by Lacroix. Lacroix holding it in. fighting for it along the boards, but Yakashev comes out with it to Lebedev. Lebedev, 2-on-2 at the line. Cutting in front, but it's intercepted by Al Hamilton. Hamilton dumps it to center. Number 32, Yuri Churin, a newcomer, has the puck inside his own zone. They're just throwing it around till they can get organized. See a little daylight. Now it's Lebedev over on the left wing. He's normally a left-handed shot playing right wing. Lebedev puts it back to the blue line, getting set. Here's a shot. Kicked out by Jerry Cheevers, and it goes over to Bobby Hull. Hull with Pat Stapleton. Back of the net, Lebedev takes a kick at it. Now it's held as Stapleton takes it to the corner with Bobby Hull. They're just jamming it up. Nobody seems to be able to come out of there with it. Till Stapleton gets hold of it and then just dumps it to center. 2-0 Soviets, 7:39 remaining in the opening period. Soviets are not in any rush to start any attack until they are in a good three-man position, as you see right there. Long pass intended for Maltsev is intercepted. Here goes Bobby Hull at the blue line, working his way in, back out in front, intended for Backstrom, and it was off the stick. Here comes Wikulov. Wikulov in front. He shoots. Oh, and Jerry Cheevers had already made his move, and the puck slid off a stick and went in slow motion. Back to the blue line. It's intercepted off the stick of a Soviet defenseman, Vasiliev, and then Hull kicked it. Gusev around the corner to Vasiliev. This is a great defense pair for the Soviets. They even kick their passes around with authority. Intercepted by Backstrom. Backstrom in the corner to Gordie Howe. Howe has Bobby Hull in front of the net. Puts it right out in front. It's intercepted. They tie Howe up too tightly too often for him to really be effective out there. Back comes Anisin kicking the puck forward. Then Gordie Howe ties him up. Maltsev back out to the line, but it's offside as linesman Jim LeBlanc of Hamilton makes the call.
I think these Russians are getting awful cocky. You see Anderson there just put the puck out, roll the toe of the stick over, pull it back onto his skate, and then kick it with his back foot up onto his skate. You often see these fellas do that in practice. It works once in a while, but oh boy, when you try that in international competition, you're sure of yourself.
As Mark Howe is stopped at his own line, hit by Sigankov, but they're called offside. Well, there was a lot of political playing back and forth between the various committees of hockey for Canada and for the Soviet Union, each making charges and counter-charges about the other night's game. I must say for the first time that I've heard of the Soviets chastising a Soviet official. Now we come back out to the center red line, picked up by Shadlov, this good young defenseman, number 21, a rink-wide pass. He puts it right out in front to Kapustin. Kapustin getting by Ricky Lee. Lee then takes him to the corner. The pass is back to the blue line to Shadlov. Shadlov into the corner, waiting for it. Comes right back to him. Here's Shadlov. He shoots. That's deflected, and it goes into the corner. Soviets still have it, however, and Canada comes back, led by Gordie Howe. Howe waiting for the wing. The pass over on that left side to Mark Howe, but it was too high. Mark Howe fighting for it along the boards. It's picked off by Backstrom, by Lee. Lee turning over to Mark Howe. Howe works his way to the side of the net to Gordie Howe, to Mark Howe. He shoots, and Tretiak got a glove on it. Back out to the blue line comes Kapustin, racing 2-on-2. A rink-wide pass over on the right side to Kotov, number 29. He shoots, and that hits the side of the net. Another shot there by Badenov is wide. That puck comes all the way out to center ice with 5:13 remaining in the opening period. Sigankov at the blue line lets the shot go, and Jerry Cheevers turns that aside, including the bouncing rebound. The Soviets are changing on the go as Canada races to center, led over there by Paul Henderson, with Johnny McKenzie trying to get set in front, and McKenzie's turned around. He still has it, and the puck slid off his stick. It's a shot by Henderson, and he's robbed the game by Tretiak. He's going for the top left-hand corner.
Now watch this here. Henderson just doesn't get enough wood on it. Goes in behind the net, out to Henderson, and it's a flipping puck, but Tretiak gets his hand up easily.
Now it's Jimmy Harrison at center for Canada. The pass comes all the way down into Canadian territory. That'll be icing. Billy Harris has done some juggling. He has Johnny McKenzie out there on the forward line with Jimmy Harrison and Paul Henderson. Bruce McGregor with the injured leg is not dressed, and Frank Mahovlich is out of the lineup tonight. Harrison. Not ready for the draw, and the Soviets just simply pulled it away. Here comes Gusev, up for Luchenko. Luchenko at the blue line. Fires it off the boards, and going back in after it is 17, Rick Smith. Smith puts it around the corner, but Petrov picks it up. Petrov around the net again is taken by Mihailov. Mihailov is bumped, and the puck bounces all the way down the ice. And this could be called, yes, this will be called for icing.
Pretty good indication of why the Russians are coming out of their end fairly easy once they gain control of the puck. As Luchenko had the puck behind the net. He's a big, strong, burly defenseman. But Harrison was right dead center with him, and he just shook him off like a big Newfoundland dog would shake off a little terrier. And he burst up through center and made the pass, and they had a shot at our net. I think that unless we really lean on these fellas, we've been doing that in our own end, but lean on them and don't let them outmuscle us with a puck, we're going to get in trouble.
Serge Bernier will go to center against number 19, Vikula Shadrin. And Shadrin has it. Shadrin at the Canadian line, trying to stick handle through the defense, but Bernier knocked it off his stick into the corner with Shadrin and Stapleton. Stapleton has it around the boards with Al Hamilton. Hamilton's long pass was intercepted. It's picked off now by Bernier. Bernier going in with Houle, and he couldn't slide it through. He almost lost his balance as he tried to make the pass. Here comes Yakashev down the left side, the big guy at the blue line. Sidesteps the body check, and then he's caught from behind by Mark Tardif. Tardif to Bernier. Bernier to Stapleton, to Tardif, to back over to Tardif. And they cannot make that play work. There comes Yakashev. Yakashev. He shoots, and that's wide of the net. He's got a blazing wrist shot. Mark Tardif around the back of the net to Serge Bernier. Bernier up to the Canadian line, gets by Lebedev. Handling up to the Soviet blue line, tries to work his way through. And he's too tightly tied up. Tried to drop a pass there for Tardif. Back comes Lebedev. Lebedev is stopped. And the Canadians inside their own zone. Trying to work out of there with Jean Houle. Houle trying to break through, but the puck wouldn't come with him. Now it's along the boards. And Hamilton knocks down Shadrin, takes a bump on the forehead as he goes. Here comes Houle, and he couldn't get away. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this first period. It's 2-0 for the Soviets as Lebedev races down the right side. Lebedev in the corner. Turns with Tardif on top of him. Taken by Maltsev. Maltsev with, he's knocked down, still has the puck, however. Great stick handler. Look at this. Puts it right in front of the net. And it's picked off by Canada. Back comes Andre Lacroix, but they're changing on the fly, and he's all alone. He shoots. That goes wide. Back of the net goes Tom Webster. Webster out in front of Lacroix. In front the shoot. Oh, score! Finally, Tom Webster. Puts the puck in the net on a bit of a play with 2:18 remaining in the period.
Just fighting for the puck in the corner. Webster on the doorstep to touch it in, but the Russians played 4 men. They played a man short on a change for over a minute. I was wondering when they were going to wake up.
And with the score of the Soviets 2, Canada 1, this is Game 7 from Moscow.
Good evening.
So, Poe, what fiendish contraption have you devised to pit me against this time?
The pendulum. The principal weapon in a game of deadly accuracy I call pendulum pull. Play.
Butt out. I win. Pay off, Poe.
Seize him.
Master, look, I no longer cook it. How can I ever thank you?
Forget it.
Pendulum Pool by Aurora. We are experiencing picture difficulties as a result of satellite problems from Moscow. Please do not adjust your sets, as these picture and color difficulties are likely to continue for the duration of the game.
From the face-off, the Canadians come racing right down to Soviet territory. Shot goes wide of the net. Andre Lacroix comes racing back for it. Maltsev picks it up with Anison. Anison over the line. He's turned around and is picked off by Bobby Hull. Canadians with new life on that goal. Try to feed that breakaway pass to Senator Harrison, but it wouldn't work. Now it's Shadilov at his own blue line. Shadilov over to Vikulov. Vikulov with Maltsev, and he is tied up. Maltsev takes a swing at Lacroix. Now it's center. Pass bouncing over the line, and Bobby Hull goes back in after it. Bobby Hull with Rick Lee. Looking for that pass. There it is to Bobby Hull, but it's a bouncer, and he can't get control. He's been having so much of that kind of trouble out here. At the blue line is Shatilov. Minute 14 remaining in the period. The puck comes out to center. It's held at the line. It's picked up now by Rick Lee, and then he loses it. Back come the Soviets, but the pass was too far. Bouncing off the boards, Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull off the glass with Gordie Howe. And it's knocked away by Vicula. With a minute to go, they're going in over the Canadian line. He shoots! And that's knocked down by Jerry Cheevers. Gordie Howe has it. Feeds it out to center ice to Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull with the man on his wing. It's Backstrom. Drop pass for Bobby Hull. He shoots! Oh, and Trutchak got his arm on that one. Gordie Howe takes it into the corner, trying to put it out in front. And now there's Gordie Howe losing his stick, tries to hold the Soviet player, but Sigankov gets away and is picked up inside the Canadian zone. This is Petrov. Petrov trying to get a shot, and it's at the blue line. Shatilov shoots. There's a bouncer. They're still jamming at it with 19 seconds to go in the period. And Jerry Cheever skates out to center ice. Almost. Here's a shot. He's out of the net. And back there to block it was Paul Smear with Gordie Howe. Wow, what a gamble that was by Jerry Cheevers. They wanted trying to get one breakaway started there before the period ended, but the buzzer sounds to end the period, and the old hearts are really thumping and pumping at this stage because of what Jerry Cheevers did and by what it almost cost, but a very smart recovery by Paul Smear and by Gordie Howe were back there to block an empty net. But the Canadians did get through life with that one goal. And for Webster, that's his second of the series. And with the score, the Soviets 2, Canada 1. This is Game 7 from Moscow.
Folks, you're watching Diane Warner. Not only is she the best softball pitcher in all of Pine Grove, Ontario, but she's one of the very best in Canada. Diane, you may be pretty good, but you only play against girls. Now, I'll make you a bet you can't get one. Just one past me.
Did you bring a bat?
Ready. All right, rookie, give me your best shot. I wasn't ready. Or I didn't see it. Same pitch again. Same place. All I can say is it's a lot more fun having an O'Keefe with you, Diane, than it was playing ball against you. What I like about O'Keefe, it's an easy drinking ale. Well, you showed me, and grudgingly, here's to you, Diane.
And here's to you, Paul. You're a great sport.
And here's to you with O'Keefe.
Don Chevrolet at our intermission studio here in Luzhniki Ice Stadium in Moscow, and it's 2-1 after one period for the Soviet Union. Of course, the other night, the game that many fans are still talking about took place right here in the same rink. Certainly the most violent game of the entire series so far. One for the Soviets, 5-2. For his analysis of the action, let's go to Howie Meeker now.
Under the heel of Rick Smith's stick, Harmonov pounces on it. Goes in and makes a tremendous pass to Mikhailov. And look at that goal, 1-0 against us. Now let's look at it again. There it goes under his stick. Watch the pass. 3 Canadians heading for him. Look at the speed that he gets the shot away with. This time, watch Harmonov pounce on the puck like a mouse. 3 Canadians take out after him. Now look at Cheever's position. He could have shot. No way it could have get in. Look at the pass he makes. Cheever's out of position. Can't recover. Look at the speed he gets the shot away. Just a tremendous play. Watch this pass off the board to 17. Watch the pass he makes here, this little guy. No, he goes around him. What a deep. We'll play that again for you. This is tremendous. This is Harmonov. Look at the shift he puts on Smith. Watch Smith play the puck. When he does that, schools out. Cheevers comes up with just a fantastic save. Here we go again. Watch the long pass. Watch this same little fellow 17 cut. Look at him cut right through the middle. He got a goal like this later in the game. Some hockey player, he bounced that one off the post. Now you'll see the Canadians with the puck. Watch how quick the Russians go from offense to defense. Look at the long pass. Watch who gets it back. Into the middle. Check miss here. And look at 19 who started it. Gets the shot. Just misses the net. Canadians again with puck control. Right from the face-off. Goes into the Soviet end. These fellas go from defense to offense so quick. Watch number 2, Gusev. Make the play up along the wing. They hit the man skating. And who gets it? The guy that had it all night long. Look at the stick work here. The puck went under his heel or he'd have been home free. Just a tremendous play. All right, the puck goes into the Russian end again. Watch how the same fella, Gusev, pops it out along the boards, jumps over his stick, and here he goes, 13 this time. Look at 17 again, and what a save by Cheevers. Can't beat that. Going for the top corner, makes a fantastic save. Look at him behind the net now on Petrov. 3 Canadians. Watch us take a stupid penalty. Look at that. No way. Here we're down. This is the penalty here. Watch the top of your screen, McGregor. Watch Vasiliev hit him. Wow, what a check, and strictly legal. We're a man short. 5 Soviets swing to the attack. Now again, the Soviets have the puck. Watch McGregor and Vasiliev. This that went to the fighting penalty. Keep your eye on it. Right there. McGregor stick caught in his jersey. No way at all did McGregor fight back. He gets a 5-minute penalty. You know, up until this incident, it was a tremendous hockey game. From here on in, it was all downhill.
Well, that illustrates there was some exciting hockey play despite all the violence in that previous game, and it also points out the Soviets were deserving winners on the night. They deserve to be in front right now, but in shots on goal, they only have a one-shot edge, 11-10 after the first period here tonight. And after the first period, the score is Canada 1, the Soviets 2. This is Game 7 for Moscow.